Welcome back to the GG Over Easy podcast, episode 206. Whoa!
Blue
What?
looking good.
I got a fresh coat of paint on me. This episode of the podcast, we talk about a whole lot. We talk about Lethal Company. We talk about Thanksgiving, what we're thankful for. Some food stories.
Yep.
Rob.
Thanksgiving hot takes.
Rob.
Black Friday.
Oh, yeah, we got some Black Friday. We got some, we talked about Thanksgiving hot takes. Rob, maybe he learns he's not the best chef.
I mean, I didn't need to. I already knew that, but I'm gonna set. Now I'm gonna step my game up. Thanksgiving is kind of where you should know how to do it.
Rob's food gave someone a spiritual awakening, and not in the good way.
And not a good way.
And not in a good way. We talk a little bit about how we feel about Black Friday, all the deals and stuff. We have a lot of Q&A. I think we also talk about there was one other thing we talked about and my brain's going blank.
Your rig. Your new little guy here.
Yeah, we talk about the rig and probably something else that I'm forgetting at the intro, but hey, that's how it goes. And just kind of like whatever we feel like, because that's what it is. We talk a little bit about Mr. Fruit's incoming return soon. Nothing concrete for the podcast, everyone, so don't freak out, but Mr. Fruit did put out his first video, his first game, his first gameplay video, fully edited video in a couple months.
So go over there and support it.
And go give that dude some love. We talk a little bit about him, his video, how much fun everyone had recording with him again, and yep, a bunch of Q&A at the end. So stick around, enjoy the podcast. Yeah.
Give yourself the gift of insane savings this holiday season with Mint Mobile's best wireless deal of the year. Right now, when you switch to Mint Mobile and buy any 3-month plan, you'll get another 3 months for free. That's 6 months of premium wireless service for just 3. Mint Mobile lets you order and activate from home while saving tons on a phone plan, just starting at $15 a month. Seriously, I can't think of a better gift than turning an overpriced wireless bill into just $15 a month at Mint Mobile. Mint Mobile showed me that I could be saving $85 if I switched to their services. Unfortunately, I'm sucked into a big old plan. So don't be like me and get Mint Mobile. Plus, you can use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and switch easily and effortlessly with eSIM. For a limited time, buy any 3-month Mint Mobile plan and get 3 months more for free by going to mintmobile.com/GG. That's mintmobile.com/GG. Cut your wireless bill to just $15 a month at mintmobile.com/GG. Thank you, Mint Mobile, for sponsoring this podcast. As a lot of you guys know, I have been trying to quit some bad habit that I've been dealing with for probably about 8 months. I'm actually 2 months clean of my bad habit, and I have a big thank you to the big people at Fume. Fume looks at the problem in a little bit of a different way than most people do. Not everything in the bad habit is wrong, so instead of a drastic, uncomfortable change, why not just remove the bad from the habit? Fume is an innovative, award-winning flavored air device that does just that. Instead of vapor, Fume uses flavored air. Instead of electronics, Fume is completely natural. And instead of harmful chemicals, Fume uses delicious flavors. Like I said, the orange creamsicle flavor, I mean, that's what it at least tastes like, is like the best one. It literally feels like I'm still doing what I used to do, but with just out the bad habit part. Stopping is something we all put off because it's hard, but switching to Fume is easy, enjoyable, and even fun. Fume has served over 150,000 customers and has thousands of success stories, and there's no reason it can't be you. Join Fume in accelerating humanity's breakup with destructive habits by picking up the Journey Pack today. Head to tryfume.com and use code GG to save 10% off your Journey Pack today. That's tryfum.com and use the code GG to save an additional 10% off your order today. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the GG Over Easy podcast, episode 206. Thank you guys for being here. Kind of the Thanksgiving episode, if you will. The
Thanksgiving,
yeah, the most thankful GG Over Easy that we have. I'll just start off real quick. Blue, very thankful for you and Mr. Fruit. You know, you guys give me a place to be creative and have fun, and you know, I never thought we'd still be doing this 8 years later when we started all those years ago, and extremely thankful for the people that want to continue to listen and hang out during the podcast. You guys are awesome. Hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving. But I'm going to start the Thanksgiving stories a little different. I think this was the first year where Sydney and I hosted. My stepmom and my
Oh,
dad came over, so it was only 2 people. So it was only
still,
4
this is your first time
people.
hosting. That's
Yeah,
pressure.
and like so it was a very nerve wracking type of thing, and were excited to host. Sydney loves hosting. Um, but there's a problem with Sydney and I. We don't have the auntie touch. You know what I
Oh,
mean? When you
100.
go,
It's first time. You don't have the experience, that season touch.
yeah, and Sydney and I are lazy millennials, as boomers would probably like to call us, and we just went to Costco and like, oh, they have like mashed potatoes that you just throw in the oven and you heat them up like that. Oh, there's like a ham that you can like throw in the oven and um, so I think this was the first Thanksgiving I've ever had where, and this is gonna be like really sad. And Sydney and I like talked about it, so this isn't me blaming anybody why the food was bad or anything. This was like the first year I think Sydney and I agreed that our food was shit. Like it was just not good. I mean, like it was just like missing something. It was like almost like when you go to a Thanksgiving thing, but they're feeding 400 people. So the food is just, like something that they can easily
Like,
like
it's
make and make.
fine.
Yeah, exactly. It was like, this is all right. It wasn't like the worst part though, where I fucked up is Sydney buys a ham from Costco, but like it's not like a ham where it's got ridges and it looks
Oh
all nice.
no.
I'm gonna be honest, it looked like a giant piece of spam.
Yep. Yep.
So she takes it out and then it has like this kind of like paper thing around it. And so she was like, "Do I take this off?" And I was like, "No, I think you keep that on to like kind of keep the juices and all that kind of stuff in there." So we put the ham in there. And then my stepmom comes over. And granted, my stepmom's not like a chef or anything. She's actually a pretty notoriously bad cook as well. So, thankfully we're cooking for somebody who also isn't a good cook. Unfortunately, my dad is just caught in the middle of it. And we take out the ham and we're taking off like the parchment paper, and the ham is still like, it's
Oh,
not like warm, it's not like cold, it's just like ham.
it's
You know
there.
what I mean? It's just like alive and room temp type of shit. So it was a not so great ham.
Oh
But
man.
then my stepmom brings over like this. I don't know. She kind of went crazy with this weird turkey. Like it wasn't like a turkey. I mean, it was turkey, but it was like deboned turkey, and then she put like this like kind of white people shit where they don't season it enough and they don't cook it long enough. So it was like some of it was still kind of pink, but some of it was white. So it was like, oh, that piece still kind of looks all right. Like I'll take that kind of piece. Um, and then like, um, the best part was the stuffing, and it was that bullshit stuffing. You just heat up butter and get it boiling, and then the stofers, you just fucking whoop 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 whoop. So that was like our best part of the Thanksgiving dinner. Um, and like the best part about like Thanksgiving, like for me at least, what I love about Thanksgiving dinners the most is the leftovers that you have left over. I think Thanksgiving food gets buffed when it's part of a leftover sandwich. You know what I mean? Like everybody will take the rolls, break a roll. You get the mashed potatoes. You put a layer of the mashed potatoes on one side of the bread, another layer on the other, and then you get a piece of like you get some gravy. Layer that up with some gravy, and then you get some ham. None of that is happening. We literally have no leftovers because our food was so mid. It wasn't bad. It was just a very
It was
now
fine.
now the conversation and hanging out with my parents and them telling like how proud they are of us like doing life and shit like that. Like that was like the cool part, like that was the part that I was excited for and the part that like, I took away from Thanksgiving. It would have just made Thanksgiving that much more better or like just better if the food was actually okay. So I think next year, Sydney and I are gonna try. At least I'm really gonna try and step up my food. Over the years, I'm gonna like practice the craft, and I think the first craft I'm gonna take on is mac and cheese. I've been seeing a lot of mac and cheese TikToks lately, and not like TikToks. I scroll. I don't scroll on TikTok, or I'm not exposing myself here. Um, I hate TikTok, but I just see TikToks through Reddit. You know what I mean? because somebody will rip a TikTok off Reddit and just put it on Reddit. So that's and somebody was making this mean mac and cheese recipe. So I'm gonna start over the years, start building up my Thanksgiving recipe. So next year I come ready. How was your Thanksgiving?
My Thanksgiving was pretty chill. You know, it always starts a little bit with like the person cooking being a little snappy with everyone, and then those snappy people getting snappy with the person cooking.
Yep.
And then it's always awkward. So then I always go to my, you know, my corner of the room or something, or like my perch.
Where like football's on, so you can like you.
Just I'm like I'm just you know I'm gonna be away from that as I can. But once that's over, it's very nice. You know, the food was nice. We had a pretty simple Thanksgiving. Some just good turkey. My mom knows how to make a good ass turkey, juicy ass turkey. When people tell me how mid turkey is, I'm like, you just haven't had a good turkey. Like, I don't know how to tell you. Like, you just haven't.
Someone's like cutting the turkey and just fucking it all up.
Dry as fuck turkey.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, turkey's so mid. It's like, yeah, because your turkey sucks, dude. Like, step it up.
Yeah.
Really simple. We just had turkey, some banger mashed potatoes, some green beans. My mom.
And does your mom do scratch? Does she? How does?
Oh, it's all it's all homemade. So she's you know,
yeah.
Don't touch her on Thanksgiving Day because she will annihilate you. But it was simple.
Got the sandals at the ready.
Oh, chancla mode ready, dude. Oh yeah, mashed potatoes, gravy, green beans. I love her green beans. They're like, you know, green beans with some almonds and onions and just
nice
and stirred up and you know, just good pan fried green beans. Just some pumpkin pie, pecan pie. I really wanted apple this year, but we didn't get it.
Okay.
Mostly because I forgot to get it because I'm lazy.
guessing the pies aren't homemade. Those are kind of pies are tough to make.
Hell no way we make homemade pie. I used to, but it's just so much work.
Well, and then like you only have one oven, you know what I mean? And then, like things need to be baked at different temps, and
yeah. So usually
I only have so much room in the middle rack.
So usually the desserts have always been store bought, which is like I'm not gonna fucking complain about store bought pies.
Yeah.
Those shit that bangs. Baking is a science, right? So it's like store bought desserts are usually bang pretty hard, just because you know exactly what you're getting and it tastes good. So it was great. We had some tamales too, and I shredded those, and it was just, you know, I had a great time. It was nice and chill. And once the food was done, I sat upstairs and I didn't do shit for the rest of the day. It was awesome.
You know what? You know how I know our food was very mid? When it was probably like 30 minutes after dinner. We're just kind of chilling, talking, and Sydney goes, "Does anybody want Jello?" And my dad like perks up, like, "You have Jello?" And it was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh my god, I love Jello." Motherfucker literally scoops like half the Jello bowl out and just started eating the Jello. I was like, "Yeah, our food was so mid. This dude's filling himself up with Jello right now."
Oh man, he was like, he wasn't quite full because he wasn't in it.
Yeah, he didn't want seconds. You know what I mean? Like,
he didn't like go
one
back.
Of those things. Yeah, nobody did. Nobody went back. It was like, all right, I had my meal and that was all right.
He's like
I'm
Jello.
Yeah, and
finally
like,
some real food.
It was like that, yo. I was like, he's like, "You guys have Jello? Like, I'll eat that." And like, and then he gets back home. He's like, "I forgot how much I love Jello." He's like, "I'm gonna start making Jello again." So,
man, your food was so mid that it made him rediscover his love for Jello. Man.
Yeah, dude, it was pretty sad.
Your food gave him the wrong spiritual experience.
Exactly, dude. Exactly. It made him realize like that. Because like Jello's like the most simple dessert in the world. You literally like boil water, put it in a thing for like 12 hours, and then congratulations, you have Jello. So we did not fuck up the Jello, which is nice. And my dad rediscovered his love, his inner child for his Jello.
Hey,
because he was eating it. He was literally like, "Man, we used to have Jello all the time when I was a kid," and it was like none of that while we were eating. I know.
Hey, you guys still knock the Jello out of the park, all right? So
yeah, it's pretty hard to fuck up Jello though, you know. Unless you go at it too early. You gotta let that shit set. You can't be too excited to eat the Jello. The best way to make Jello is make it at midnight for the next day.
That's
because then it rests while you're in
yep.
sleep, and then you don't have like the urge to break it before it sets.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Unfortunately, yeah. As soon as my first play was done, I immediately went for a second. So, Rob, I don't want to cut you down, but next year,
that's all right.
just
But
come ready, baby.
yeah, next year, Cindy and I will be there. We'll be ready.
And keep it simple.
Um,
Don't do too much.
yeah,
That's what the theme this year was for my mom. She was like, I'm not gonna cook that much, but the things I am gonna cook, they're gonna
I'm
bang.
gonna knock it out the park. Yeah, and like unfortunately, this like the previous weekend, Sydney and I had a friendsgiving to go to, but I was sick and I didn't want to go and like be the guy who's at the table like, and like sniffling and like nobody likes that guy anymore. Like pre 2020, you could go to like a function and be kind of sick and people wouldn't care. Nowadays, if like I'm at a table and somebody like sounds like I do, I'm like, dude, get the fuck out of here. Like, why are you here? So I didn't want to be that for people. And let me tell you, the food there looked fantastic. Um, so next year for Thanksgiving, I will come correct. But this did get me thinking, Blue. Do you have any Thanksgiving hot takes on the food? Is there anything that like people say like, oh, this is like the thing you have to have, but then you're like, nah, that's disgusting.
I see.
Have any?
I see tier lists all the time of insane hot takes. I think the one that it's not that I hate it, it's just that I guess my taste has never been there, is that I've just never liked stuffing.
Wow.
I've
Okay.
never been into stuffing. And maybe it's because I'm
Okay.
just not like a red meat like enjoyer. Like I'm not crazy on red meat, right? Like the only
I'm not
red
either.
the only red meat I will stand hard is like a hamburger. You know what I mean? But beyond that,
True.
I'm really not eating a lot of red meat. And
Mm.
and my family would always like just shred the stuffing. Like that was one of the first things that goes. People just
Yeah.
love stuffing, and I just could never get into it. Like maybe it's just me, but anytime people are like, "Oh, dude, stuffing S tier," I'm just like, "Is it? Is it though? Like, is
See, for
it?"
me, like stuffing is like S tier. I love whether it's like a Stouffer's or somebody made some homemade one. Like that is what I get the most out of.
I think that's my personal hot take. I think I'm
Okay.
just stuffing is not something's just never hit for me.
Do you like cranberry sauce? Are you the guy that like gets part of the cranberry sauce out of the
Nah,
can? Or
nah.
okay, you don't.
Nah, I've never liked cranberries, nor do I really understand why cranberries exist.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I'm with you on the Thanksgiving part of that. Like, I don't get cranberry sauce. Like, but I feel like that's like a very normal kind of Thanksgiving take. Is that why is cranberry sauce here? Like, who thought that that was a good idea? And if you're the person that does like the cranberry sauce, you're kind of weird. Sorry.
I'm also not
Um.
crazy about corn. Not crazy about corn. Never been
Wow.
crazy about corn.
Do you like corn on the cob, or would you prefer it just like as?
Specifically, corn on the cob. I've never been crazy for. I think corn on the
Okay.
cob is meh.
Yeah. The only thing I hate about corn on the cob is the little things you get in your teeth. And like I said, like I have that little hole in the back of my throat or not throat, my like gums for where my wisdom teeth were, and sometimes a little bit of shit gets in there. I still have been dealing with some res that's in there right now. I've been fucking with my hole like for the past like
Yeah.
3 days because something is in there and I just can't get it out. But it'll eventually come.
Sweet potato casserole is another thing that I see a lot, and I've never had it, but I don't like sweet potato. So like people are
Yeah,
like,
I'm not
oh
a
man,
big.
I fucking love sweet potato casserole, and I'm just like, damn, dude, like why?
Sydney's a big sweet potato person. When they put like marshmallow and shit like in a sweet potato, I don't get that. I don't get
Uh.
that.
No, yes, no. I think one of my earliest memories of Thanksgiving was like yeah, like I like that sweet potato with marshmallows with the toasted Nah, I was like, nah, I'm good,
Yeah.
man. I'll never eat that again.
Also, like, what makes things casseroles? Like, I don't like. What is a casserole? Like, what quality? Like, because like there's green bean casserole, there's cornbread casserole, there's like a casserole for fucking everything. And I have never touched my mom's green bean casserole. She always used to make that.
All
I ain't
right,
touching that.
I have the definition here, Rob.
Okay.
A casserole is a kind of large, deep pan or bowl used for cooking a variety of dishes in the oven. It is also a category of foods cooked in such a vessel. So it's not necessarily.
So it's not the food; it's what's delivered.
It's more so the package it comes in, Whereas like a bowl or like a deep dish style.
So if I served a cheeseburger in a casserole dish, would that be a cheeseburger
I mean, yeah, it
casserole?
would.
Even though it's just a cheeseburger in a casserole, and I would, say grab. I don't know.
Well, I think it's more
Oh.
so the way you prepare it. Like you could do like a hamburger type casserole, but like it would need to fill the bowl. Like it would need to. It's a deep dish style meal. You know what I mean? Or side or so it's like baking. It's like the style. It's like lasagna except not lasagna. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're putting it all into this layered concoction of things that's either baked or something. Like mac and cheese, when people put it in a casserole dish, I mean, you could technically say it's a mac and cheese casserole, right? But like,
yeah,
because it's just mac and cheese, we don't really call it that. But yeah, it's more so the arrangement of the dish. I guess is what a casserole is. So
I learned something new today. For me, what I think is the most important part of a Thanksgiving dinner, which was something I was in charge of making. I actually did make this from scratch, and by scratch I mean put the seasoning in the bowl and then kind of boil it and then whisk it a little bit. Gravy. For me,
oh man, yeah.
I'm the guy that douses everything in. My ham has gravy on it. My mashed potatoes has gravy on it. My stuffing has gravy on it. My bread has gravy on it. For me, like, gravy is omega S tier.
Okay.
Like, I think for me, there's nothing more important than the gravy.
Okay, this is a hot take, and I know it's a hot take.
That's why I asked. This is what
I think gravy is overrated as hell, man. It's another one of those things where people go straight for the gravy.
Yes.
And
I'm one of those.
And in my family, I see it all the time. Everyone's like, where's the gravy? Where's the gravy? Oh, they drink the gravy. And I'm just like, I have never been the type of person to ever like any type of gravy. And it's not that I don't like it. It's just that I'm indifferent to it. Like, yeah. I could care less if it's on my mashed potatoes or not. So yeah, gravy's just not. I don't stand gravy. You know what I mean? So sorry, gravy enjoyers. I've just never been into gravy. I don't know why. I think it's my personal taste, right? Like I'm.
Like, are you like brown gravy, white gravy, or both?
Any type of gravy.
Okay.
Any type of gravy. I can do white gravy sometimes, but I'm definitely not a big fan of brown gravy.
Give yourself the gift of insane savings this holiday season with Mint Mobile's best wireless deal of the year. Right now, when you switch to Mint Mobile and buy any 3-month plan, you'll get another 3 months for free. That's 6 months of premium wireless service for just 3. Mint Mobile lets you order and activate from home while saving tons on a phone plan, just starting at $15 a month. Seriously, I can't think of a better gift than turning an overpriced wireless bill into just $15 a month at Mint Mobile. Mint Mobile showed me that I could be saving $85 if I switched to their services. Unfortunately, I'm sucked into a big old plan. So don't be like me and get Mint Mobile. Plus, you can use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and switch easily and effortlessly with eSIM. For a limited time, buy any 3-month Mint Mobile plan and get 3 months more for free by going to mintmobile.com/GG. That's mintmobile.com/GG. Cut your wireless bill to just $15 a month at mintmobile.com/GG. Thank you, Mint Mobile, for sponsoring this podcast. As a lot of you guys know, I have been trying to quit some bad habit that I've been dealing with for probably about 8 months. I'm actually 2 months clean of my bad habit, and I have a big thank you to the big people at Fume. Fume looks at the problem in a little bit of a different way than most people do. Not everything in the bad habit is wrong, so instead of a drastic, uncomfortable change, why not just remove the bad from the habit? Fume is an innovative, award-winning flavored air device that does just that. Instead of vapor, Fume uses flavored air. Instead of electronics, Fume is completely natural. And instead of harmful chemicals, Fume uses delicious flavors. Like I said, the orange creamsicle flavor, I mean, that's what it at least tastes like, is like the best one. It literally feels like I'm still doing what I used to do, but with just out the bad habit part. Stopping is something we all put off because it's hard, but switching to Fume is easy, enjoyable, and even fun. Fume has served over 150,000 customers and has thousands of success stories, and there's no reason it can't be you. Join Fume in accelerating humanity's breakup with destructive habits by picking up the Journey Pack today. Head to tryfume.com and use code GG to save 10% off your Journey Pack today. That's tryfum.com and use the code GG to save an additional 10% off your order today. So with Thanksgiving kind of behind us, we have the next holiday to look forward to, which was technically yesterday and I guess today and goes till Monday, kind of. Black Friday.
Oh man, dude.
Now, from what I've seen, this is probably the most sorry Black Friday I have probably ever seen. Well, like every year it just gets worse and worse.
Yeah, the deals are so ass, and then like this is also one of those years like nobody wants to spend money because it's just been an ass economic year for everyone, and it's like I've spent so much money traveling this year, like I don't have money for Christmas gifts, and Amazon's over here like, oh, what? Get $50 off a TV. It's like, so great, man. That's great. That's so great. I'm not spending money.
But like, are the deals even like worth? You know what I mean? Like, I saw a Reddit post, okay, and it was like kids that are like 16, 17, that like 10 years ago were too young to experience what like actual Black Friday used to be.
Oh, dude.
You know what I mean?
The absolutely demented Black Fridays we used to have.
Did you ever do real Black Fridays or no? Like,
I would go after the storm. Like, I would go to see like what was left. Y'all, Black Fridays, for those of you who are growing up now, back when I was like, dude, I feel 15, so old. 14. Back when I was like, yeah, like my late
years ago.
My late teens, my early 20s, like Black Fridays were just demonic. The most diabolical cesspool of human scum just running through the stores to get everything. And it looked like a fucking war zone, dude. So for years, yeah, I would just go and see like what the aftermath looked like, and it's maybe maybe someone had picked up something, and I would usually get a couple of good things, you know.
Yeah.
Man, it was diabolical. And I feel like it's because of how much better the deals were back then. And also the rise of online shopping has made it a lot easier. Like Cyber Monday and Black Friday are basically the same thing now.
Like, do you think it's the deals that have changed or the American kind of shopper has changed? That we don't like go into the store? I mean, like, I have seen so many videos of people like going to Target and it's like, Samsung LED TV $499 Black Friday sale, and then they like pull back like the like price of the TV where it would have the normal price and it says like $499. Like there's no sale at all. So you're saying it's more so that the sales aren't good enough to make people like get up and go to the stores?
I think it's both. I think it's two-pronged problem. I think one, the stores aren't getting the profit margins they quite used to, especially like places like Walmart and Target. And you know, general stores really haven't been like breaking records lately, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so they don't want to discount things too hard. Amazon's one of those where it's like consistently pretty decent deals. And so many people just order from Amazon now, right? So you have less and less people going into these stores looking for deals. And then at the same time, like the past couple of years have just been really bad for everyone monetarily. And it's just a two-prong. Like stores don't want to discount stuff. People don't want to spend stuff on things that aren't like that great. The rise of online shopping has made it even more and more easy for people to just not go out. And like stores are not going to discount stuff like directly online as hard as they would like in-store things most of the time, I would say, in my experience, but maybe that's changed. But yeah, like the discounts just aren't that great anymore to like go in, like for me to go into a store and say, I got to get this deal. It's more so like, browse online. Oh, that looks pretty good.
Do you think they need to change that like all the deals are exclusively like in stores? Because there is something like cool about like lining up outside a store and, you know, fighting the woman next to you for
I'm kind of glad. I'm very glad we're not there anymore. But I would say, you know, the in-store deals have definitely fallen behind the online, you know, the normalization of online shopping. So it's a hit and miss, you know. I think stores just don't really put out deals like they used to. And also the thing is like there's so much less importance on like the day of because a lot of stores now are just putting in like their deals like over the month of November. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like instead of just being like, oh, Black Friday starts now, it's more like, yeah, Black Friday all month, which I think is also good. But it's not to say you can't get some nasty ass deals, right? But
Yeah.
especially with like new shit, like very new shit. Like back in the day, that shit would actually be discounted.
Yeah, like
But
the
now,
new iPhone 15, like you
like
could
the newest
actually
shit,
get that.
like that's just not getting discounted. Like that's not happening. So
Yeah, and I actually have a stat here, Blue. Actually, pretty surprising. Shoppers spent an estimated 7.3 billion online through 6:30 p.m. Eastern on Black Friday.
Yep.
A 7.4% increase compared to last year.
It's
So,
all online's just easy, man. Like even if the deals aren't that great, right? Like it's something and it's online. I don't have to get out of my house for it. Like I'm just gonna. I don't. It's like it's a convenience thing, right? Like if I have to go into the store to get a 10% off deal, but I can get like an 8% off online or even a 7.5% off online, I'm just gonna do it online, baby. Like I'm not gonna go out of the store and do that shit. People are crazy.
Yeah, but, like I'm the type of person. I see. I like online shopping for the convenience stuff, but I hate online shopping because of just the fact that like I'm a tangible person. You know, like oh, like this is $2. Like oh, okay, yeah, like. I'm gonna buy this now because I have it now and I saved $5 on it. Rather than buying this online, saving $5 and then having to wait 3 to 5 days to get it shipped to me.
So here's where me and Fruit, if Fruit was here, he would be hella the solidarity with me. There's something way more satisfying about getting your packages and opening them at home than going to the store and getting some.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know how to describe it, but like rarely do I go to the store. I haven't like gone to the store and been like, oh my god, what a fucking steal, man. Like, oh my god. Years. Whereas I always have like when I open a package from somewhere, I'm like, I know what this is. And then I get to rummage through it and I'm like, that's it. That's exactly what I wanted. So I'm not the type of person who's like adventurous about what I want to get. Like I know what I want to get. When I look at it and view it online, I already get the chance to research it with no pressure. And so when it gets to me with no pressure, I have exactly what I want in my hands. I get to open it like a present, and I'm very giga happy because there's just something that gives me serotonin, like getting a package at my front door, bringing it in and opening that shit. Like, I don't know how to describe it. And so that's also a reason why I'm just not going into stores for like these deals, man. Like I just don't really need to.
Yeah, I mean it's funny that you see like younger generations, the Zoomers camping out of a Target to just try and get the essence of what a Black Friday kind of used to be. I thought that was really funny and kind of wanted to pick your brain.
There's definitely some stores that still give deals that are good enough for that, but it's just I don't know, especially with tech and shit like the field that we're in, just not quite as like they don't like
you're never gonna see a
hard.
Sony PS5 discounted $200.
Oh yeah, oh no,
like
dude,
that,
$50 max, and that is generous for Sony. You know what I mean? So
I'm gonna look up a PS3 Black Friday.
Oh, that's just gonna be discounted.
I'm gonna see like if back in the day they had like some sort of article that was like, hey, PS3s used to be $500. You can get it for $300.
That is true. That would be interesting to see.
Like just kind of what things were discounted back then, in terms of Black Friday. I don't know. And then like you said, I think the biggest issue is that they do these Black Friday sales the whole month of November. Like the allure of like, oh, I'm saving, I'm going to save up to this specific date because that's when I know I'm going to get the best deals. Well, it's going on all of November, essentially, at most places. Because,
I think it's good. I think that is a good approach to it because, like, man, as much as like the Black Friday like videos were like, holy shit, that's crazy. Like, people are crazy. It's like the fact that we have put less and less importance on the day ofs has definitely helped retail workers because my god, retail workers are still going through hell.
Trust me,
still going through hell. Maybe it's not as bad as it was, but they still go through hell. So I would rather have less chaotic, less importance put on these days, and more so on like the Mondays, the Fridays, the whole weekends
Like
through
Cyber
it.
Monday. Like that's like kind of another
Yeah,
reason why Black Friday is.
keep it, keep it fairly level so the retail workers don't want to blow their brains out after a shift. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Like here's a Cyber Monday deal for a Oculus Quest. 17% off. It was $300. Now you can get it for $250 and you get a $50 gift card with it. But I don't see, like, even that like doesn't get me out of my seat. Like
exactly,
if that was like 30 or 40%, like maybe, but like, 17 doesn't get me all hot and bothered.
yeah, I'm like that's cool, but like I'm not. I'll get that
And that's what I
online.
think. And that's what I think Black Friday used to be. It was like, holy shit, this thing that like I could never really get, I can kind of get now and like justify it. Where nowadays it's like that's still kind of expensive for that. Like I'll be all right.
Yeah, so I think it's good. I think it's good the way it is now. It's a little more chill. It's not that bad. Like it's the deals might not be as good, but I don't think that's like to do necessarily with like the quality of well, I mean, I how do I describe it? It's definitely not as big, especially this year, from what I've seen at least. Maybe I mean, like these are still huge days, right?
I mean, it's up 7%, so it's still
Like these are still huge days. These are still huge sales overall. Because like even if it's a little bit of a sale, like it's still a sale. People are going to take advantage of it.
yeah.
But economy's tough. Discounts aren't quite as deep because the economy's tough, and because of that, it makes it even easier to just shop online. So
Um. Well, glad to pick your brain about the whole Black Friday thing because I was just curious about it. It's just I just remember back in the day it just being crazy.
back in the day, it was crazy shit.
So last week, Blue, we went over our game awards and our nominees and all that kind of stuff. And I think there has been a game that has taken over I would
Oh
say the gaming
yeah,
space for the past probably week, I would
very
say.
recently, very
Yeah,
recently. Yeah.
I would probably say the past, like, I think the first time I saw it was about a week ago, right after maybe we recorded the podcast. Lethal Company is a horror. I mean, yeah, like it is horror. You know what it's like a horror game where you and four friends basically go to random planets in your spaceship and collect scraps of metal from randomly generated buildings. And think of the buildings as almost like what do they call those, like lunar spaces or something like that, where it looks
Oh,
like
liminal spaces.
yeah, imagine like it's a liminal space of like vents and
You're in some back rooms type shit.
yeah, and you're just kind of looking for scraps of metal to meet your quota for the next 5 days. Then when you meet your quota, you do it again and you do it again until you don't meet your quota and you lose. But the catch is there's random like almost what's the what are those like weird creepy pastas called back in the day, like SP
Oh,
or something?
cryptids,
Sure.
or like
Then
SCP. Yeah, that's a good one.
yeah, SCP, just like weird creepy pasta type creature, humanoid, buggy type things that just will randomly spawn and just kill you. But it's not like scary. It's like hilariously funny, but also scary at the same time. Like
Horror
it's
comedy that is all. It's just it. Like the circumstances just cause hilarious interactions with the game.
yeah, and for to put it in perspective for somebody that is like, I don't like horror games. Mr. Fruit actually just uploaded his first video back today, and it was from our play session about 3 days ago of Lethal Company. And let me tell you, that video he has only scratched the surface of the content we got in our like 4 hour playthrough. Me versus Dado and Christian decided We were gonna play it, and we only thought we were gonna play it for about an hour or two. We ended up playing for like 4 hours and had a blast the entire time. It is one of those games that proves you don't need a triple A budget to have people have fun in your video game. Have you played it yet, Blue?
I haven't played it. I've seen so many funny clips of it, but I'm pretty excited because we're doing a session tonight. So
Yeah, we're doing a session here in probably like 5 hours. This is on a Saturday. I'm sure you can go back into the VOD and watch it. But I'm really excited for it. Because in the base game, it's normally only 4 players, but this game has a great modding community, and thankfully the devs are very open to the modding community as well, which is a good thing. And the mods have introduced bigger like bigger lobbies, little bit of bug fixes and all that kind of stuff. So Bryce is gonna help us setting up with that today, and we're gonna have probably like a 7 to 8 person lobby today, which will be kind of fun too. Because what I really like about it is it takes advantage of the prox chat, and I think prox chat is what really makes the game a lot of fun too. Is like you can have somebody just kind of walking around looking like, I don't know what the hell's going on. And then you see a dude in a hazmat suit. And another thing the game has going for it is just the animations look ridiculous. So when someone's running out, it's not like someone's like, let's get out of here, guys. It's literally like the little models literally run like it is. It's just a great time. If you have any amount of friends that want to try this or have any sort of interest, and you're the one that's like, I don't really want. It's only $10. Okay, $10 gets you a gordita crunch meal at Taco Bell these days. Okay, dip out on the gordita crunch for a day and get Lethal Company. It is without a doubt. I think we'll see it on the Game Awards next year for like one of the best party games, and I think it'll win.
it's crazy to see how quickly a game can blow up, and I think it's dope. The game looks really fun. I always love seeing independent games just like take the world by storm because they're so creative and like they just bring something to the table that other games haven't. And yeah, I mean it's sick. I'm excited to play it. I'll probably have more thoughts on it next week, but
And here's my bold prediction for Lethal. I swear to God, I'm making this prediction. Okay, I know Five Nights at Freddy's was a very polarizing thing when it came out. You know, when it first started, it was like it got hot word of mouth, and all of a sudden this lore kind of came behind it and all that kind of stuff. I think we'll see the same thing with Lethal Company. I do. I think we'll see like people making lores about what they're doing and somehow find some sort of weird story that's going on behind this, and it'll make some sort of crazy fandom. I think Lethal Company will have the same kind of fandom that Five Nights at Freddy has. I think it's the perfect kind of game where you and your friends can play together, and it's going to have all these creepy pastas. And I swear to God, in the next month, you will see that guy, video game theory guy. I forget what his name is. It's just a game theory. That guy, he'll make a video on have this whole and polarizing thing over the years, over not even years, probably over the next couple months. I think you'll see Lethal Company stay fresh, stay fun, and people are still going to believe it or not. I think it's that fun that it'll be something that people will come to over kind of like what you see with Phasmophobia, but I think it'll stick around way longer than Phasmo. It's a blast, and I'm really excited to play with you tonight. I think you'll have a lot of fun.
hey, I'm ready for it, baby. And
Also,
Mark Rob's words here. You know,
yeah,
let's see.
I'm telling you, it's gonna have that same kind of Five Nights at Freddy type of fandom behind it, and people making all sorts of weird creepypasta lore shit with it. And then the devs are gonna be like, "Holy shit, we gotta like roll with this," and they're gonna roll with it. So yeah. And speaking of Mr. Fruit, yes, guys, Mr. Fruit is back. Officially uploading back onto his channel now. If you didn't watch his video, I kind of talked about it last podcast. We don't want Christian to feel like he has to rush into a million different things. So he will return to the podcast at some point. Just don't know when it is. last a little bit before we do some Q&A here. I don't know if you saw this, Blue, but there are new GTA 6 leaks today. From what I saw, it didn't look like a whole lot. It still looked like a bunch of debugged footage. But there is new, and I say new, in quotes because who knows how long ago this was taken and stuff like that. But there is some GTA leaked footage walking around now. Does it look good? No, because it's like literally like a GTA character standing in an empty world with random walls, and they're testing like what happens when he jumps into a wall. You know, like dev shit. It's not like, oh my god, these are the three characters and this is what the story is about type of leak. No, it's just like the end.
Yeah, I feel like I see these leaks all the time. This one do look pretty, pretty close to like debug shit, but it's crazy how it's just crazy when you think about how long ago 5 came out. Like, dude, we were babies when it came out.
Yeah, I mean, I was a freshman in high school when it came. Freshman in college. And it still had one of the biggest video game. I think like it gets swept under the rug about how bad it was, but at the time it was one of the worst online releases of a video game ever. GTA Online, when it first came out, was fucking garbage. It was so bad. The things we were promised then are the things we have just now, 8 years later. So I remember that being a big disappointment. So hopefully when GTA 6 comes out, that's not a thing. I doubt it will be because they have.
I don't think they're ever going to be. I think it's going to be one of the same deals where they can't truly replicate how crazy GTA Online has gotten until like a couple years in. You know what I mean? So, because 5's Online was really mid when it came out, and it eventually got to the point where it's this massive game that still has so many people playing it. Yeah. Like all these years later. Like I'm talking like I think at any given time you go on the Steam charts, it's got like at least 100,000 people playing it still, right? So, and it's, I still think they're gonna. I think they know they're not gonna replicate it, nor do they need to. As long as like they stick with it, and plus like they still have so much revenue from GTA Online coming in, because like not everyone's gonna hop right on to 6, so. But I mean, I think for most people as well, like it's just one of those Rockstar sandbox games that has changed the way gaming looks. And 6, I mean, Rockstar takes a long time on their games for a reason. Like they're always trying to push what they can do in a game. So I'm excited just for the base game, just for the story of it. I'm sure the story is probably going to be some weird drug lord,
I've heard of leaks of us being a single mom, of like one of the characters being like a single mom, which I think would be
kind of sick.
Cool.
But
really interesting.
Yeah, the main game is probably gonna be sick, and they probably do some cool shit with it, and eventually I'm sure the online's gonna be mid as hell when it launches, but it's Rockstar, and especially with how big GTA Online is, there's absolutely no way they don't put a massive effort into make GTA 6's online will have the longevity that 5's does. So
yeah.
Which would be cool.
Anything else we wanted to touch on before we did some Q&A?
I'm sure all of you noticed I do have a little bit of fresh coat of paint on right now. My little.
I had just noticed you.
My penguin model. Other side.
Oh,
there you go.
Whoa.
This is the new, the 2D version of the model. We're working on the rigging right now. We did talk about it a little bit.
So for a VTuber noob like me, what is the difference? Obviously 2D and 3D. With 3D, would that mean like if you move this way, your VTuber model would be able to see like its shoulder and stuff, or like?
So like 3D is 3D, right? Like that's crazy. I don't have the funds to do that. But like live 2D is basically like where the model will morph and like still move around based on like my the tracking on my face or something, or my body. So like my character will eventually like I'll be moving my hands around. I'll be moving my face around. Like the perspective will change a little bit. It'll give the illusion of perspective changing, and it'll be really cool. We've been working on this for a while over here at the GG Easy podcast. To have something cool.
Yeah.
to for me to be a little more visually interesting. You guys can see like my face and stuff. But right now, this is the base model. So eventually, this thing will be animated and cool.
Yep.
But for the time being, yeah, just my mouth be opening and I'd be moving just a little bit.
And it's a big shout out to the Patreon supporters. We could not have done this literally without the Patreon supporters. This was all because of you guys. So big shouts out to the people that go above and beyond and support the podcast and help us do things like this and give you guys a better kind of visual stimuli, if you will, when it comes to the podcast. And I'm very excited for you, Blue, because I know you've been very, very excited for your model. And I hope this kind of puts some wind in your sails and, maybe do your own type of streaming and stuff like that with it. So
Yeah,
really happy that it turned out great.
I'm excited. It's gonna be dope. Shout out to Karamomo. They're working on. They did the model and they're doing the rigging. So hopefully, sometime next month, I'll have a. Yeah, you guys can see this thing being nice and animated. So it'll be cool.
First question here from Crystal. Says the Dream Team just signed a movie deal. What would the name of it be, and which celebrities would you choose to play all of you?
Oh man. Well, that's pretty easy for me. Everyone and their mom. I still see the Michael Cera joke so often, man. So that's already know that's gonna work.
For me,
it'd be funny if like Rob
I like Pete Davidson.
Or something. Pete Davidson's a great one.
I think Pete Davidson would be pretty good. Just kind of have him with like some shaggy hair and just an angry stoner kid.
I don't want his accent to change either. Just have the same accent.
Yeah, like whatever. Like have me be from Jersey. I don't give a.
Mr. Freak can like probably be played by The Rock or something.
Yeah, like Henry Cavill or.
That's such an over the top casting for Fruit. But it would be so funny. I feel like our casting should be like the parodies are what would make it funny. Just having Fruit be an absurdly just massive Titan beast Henry Cavill playing him would be awesome.
And the name of it is Finding the Dream. That's the best I come up with.
That's a little...
Oh no! Wait. All of a sudden, that sounds very
that sounds
roomy.
I was all right.
Yeah, I don't want to be associated with Dream. Exploiting seven. Oh no, not that. I can't think of a name. You think of a name?
All right, it's got classic. I have a reference to what we've done before.
Destiny 2.
Oh, shut
the
up.
Movie.
the
movie.
It would be the Dream of Destiny. Something so stupid and generic. That would be kind of funny. But no, I can think of something good. Hold on. It's on the tip of my tongue. Yeah, never mind. I lost it. Damn, I don't know. A title. That's impossible, man.
If I can think of it, I'll go back to it. Colby asks, do you guys think you would ever release a song together? Like a parody song or something like that? Yeah, I've actually messaged Shark recently and said if he needs any features on his Christmas
are we
album.
Getting another it's been more Shark. The last time Shark put out a Christmas album, I want you guys to know, I haven't uploaded my YouTube in a long time. The last time Shark did a Christmas album was before that. I've been fiending to get on a Shark feature in one of his Christmas albums, dude. I hate it. He needs to get together, Shark. Honestly, man, get together.
Yeah, so that would probably be the only way is you would see me, Mr. Fruit, and Blue somehow featured in Shark's Christmas album. Absolutely says, what is one soda that you guys will never drink? Sparkling water.
Root
That's
beer.
Considered a soda.
I just can't do root beer. I've never been a fan.
Really? Like Barks or Mug?
Oof, no, I'll throw that shit up. I will spit root beer out, my guy. Easy.
Damn. See, this is the problem with me. I love all sodies except for like diet. See, like I don't consider diet sodas actual sodas. Like a soda is like what the main like Sprite, Dr. Pepper, Coke. Like those are like a soda. So like for me, a soda, like there is no soda that I wouldn't.
Yeah, it's just root beer
Um
for me. I will spit that shit out.
like I guess like yeah, I don't discriminate when it comes to sodas unless they're like diets or zeros or anything like that because those aren't sodas. And then like
Ah, bro.
I would say like Perrier, but that's not a soda either. That's like a fake soda.
I mean, it's mineral sparkling mineral water. Like, I mean, the
Like the
intention is not
bubbly
to be.
bullshit. Like I'm
Oh,
not
come
drinking
on,
that.
that shit
Like ugh,
bangs. You're
yeah,
toxic.
gross.
You're
Um,
toxic.
I guess RC cola, but I would like still drink that. You
I
know
would
what I mean?
still, yeah, I would still drink
I would
RC.
still get down on an RC cola. Like I don't have any soda in the crib right now, and it's snowing really bad, which would have to force me to drive in the snow, which I don't want to do. To go get sodies. Um, but yeah. Trying to think of a soda that I guess 7 Up, but I would still drink 7 Up. Like I
You gotta
wouldn't
think
like it.
you gotta be. What's the one soda you won't drink? And if you don't have one, then I mean, just say I'll drink any soda.
I think I'd drink any soda.
Yeah, I mean,
There is like an apple flavored soda that I'm not a fan of, but like
still drank it, and you would still
I
drink
still
it again.
drank it, and I still would. Like if someone walked down here right now and was like, "Hey, I have this soda. Do you want it?" I'd be like I really would. Like,
Rob
but
doesn't
like,
discriminate. All right.
I fucking love sodies. Lumberlord says for Rob, as a CS player, what are Valorant's main strengths and what are its main weak? For me, I hate like the abilities. Like for me, like when I'm playing an FPS, like a tactical FPS, it's hard for me to take it fucking seriously when a dog is chasing me to the left and I can't turn away from a flash or Omen just TP'd on the fucking map and I have to know where he TP'd in this 1v1. So like, oh, me and Omen are in this 1v1 on B side. Oh, he just teleported to A and now I got to run all the way to A. And by the time it already planted, by the time I get there, it's already halfway through the plant. Just shit like that. And then like the big problem I have is anybody can throw perfect utility. And the issue with that is you can watch Valorant champs and see this new smoke lineup or not even lineup, just this new smoke that everyone's throwing, and you can throw it perfectly every time. It doesn't matter if you're in bronze, silver, gold, plat, high, whatever. That smoke is there in every level. Okay, when you're playing CS:GO, not everybody knows how to throw window smoke on Mirage. So if you're playing silver low elo in Mirage, the chances of you seeing lineup smokes are very low, because people have to take time to go out and practice those sorts of things. You got to go into a deathmatch lobby and do a smoke lineup lobby. And okay, on my flash, if I line up the circle and the flash onto this stone, this is where a perfect pop flash happens. You don't see any of that sort of nuance in Valorant. Now people may be going, well, actually, Rob, Viper can throw those type of smokes. Well, that's why Viper's not played in high levels, because they have that one that can just go into the sky and go, I'll smoke there, I'll smoke there. And the competitive edge just isn't there. That's why I don't like. Now the strengths of it is Riot. Riot really gives a fuck about Valorant. It has a healthy player base. Another bad thing about it is the spray control. The spray control is always different. It's always random, which encourages, the tappy kind of style, which is kind of what you see with, excuse me, what you kind of see with Valorant is those quick, snappy kind of shots. Where in CS:GO, what I think is really cool is spray control and spray transferring and stuff, which you will never see in Valorant. And if you do, it's 100% luck, and the player saying that is just like, yeah, I pulled down to the left and I got lucky. because it's all random and it's stupid. Um, Another thing about Valorant, which I think is a positive, is yeah. Next question. Okay, I will say Valorant has a great ranking system in the sense that their matchmake and this is still a big problem in CS2, which I said if this is a big problem in CS2, no one's gonna fucking play CS2. Is that the matchmaking in Valorant is very good. You know, if a pro wants to play against other pros, they just queue matchmaking. You know, the chances of running into cheaters and all that kind of stuff is pretty low. Their anti-cheat is pretty decent. The problem with their anti-cheat though is like you have to literally download it and it's literally running constantly and always watching. It might have changed since I last played, but I remember that being a big kind of thing with their anti-cheat. Yeah, that is kind of what I'll say about Valorant. The problem with Valorant though is as more and more agents are brought into the game, you know, the first agent was like, "Oh, I'll throw a little computer over here and I can see where you walk." Nowadays, it's I fucking go into the sky and I throw fucking smokes everywhere I want to go and I'll TP on a 1v1. You know, this is a tactical shooter and a team shooter, but oh, you're in my ultimate. Now we're just 1v1ing in this fucking dome. It's insane. Too much for my boomer mentality to keep up. Aloud says biggest TV show hot take. I got one. Better Call Saul season 1 through 2 is some of the most boring TV ever. Like it is some of the most slow burning television I have ever watched. Now I've heard as you get into season 3, 4, 5, and whatever, it's good. Better Call seasons 1 through 2 are so boring.
I'm gonna, yeah. All right, I'm ready for the heat. I'm gonna get in the comments on this one. Oh, hope you guys are ready. The Legend of Korra is better than Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I mean that shit with all my heart, baby.
Okay, so but I will ask you, Blue. Did you see the trailer for the latest one? What did you think?
I actually liked the trailer. I would like to say, I don't think Avatar: The Last Airbender is bad. I think the original series is one of the greatest TV shows of all time. That being said,
you just think the depth of Korra.
Being said, Korra is way better. I think Korra season 2 did stumble, you know, and I think Korra season 2 stumble is why people think Korra sucks. But Korra season 1 peak. Korra season 3 just clears everything. Korra season 4, you know, not quite as good as 3, but I would still say Korra season 4 was great. Yeah. You don't talk about season 2. Season 2 was rough, but I would say as a whole, Korra is better.
I did think Bloodbending was really cool. I think if that's what it was called, right?
Bloodbending, yep.
Yeah, I thought that was a really cool.
And that being said, the trailer for the new for live action actually looked really good. Maybe I'm coping, but I thought it looked really good. I sent it to Fruit, and Fruit was like, "Dude, are they cooking?" I think they're cooking, man. So I'm excited for it.
Slippy Fish says, "What is your movie or TV series of the year so far?" P.S. The Last Airbender trailer looked pretty sweet.
It did.
I'll do both. TV series and you know what I've been hearing great things about that I need to watch. But first of all, it's on Apple TV, which is like tough but I've heard everything on Apple TV is really good. Monarch Legacy of Monsters about Godzilla. I've heard that's actually really good.
I've seen a lot about it. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, I haven't either. Okay, but my TV series of the year would probably be, it's going to be a normie kind of answer, The Last of Us. What a fucking show that was. And again, I said it last week. I think it all kind of falls down to like just the walls it broke in terms of being, you know, a video game franchise and it just being its own franchise and like people going like, wow, this is really good. I really like this. Wait, this is a video game? So that would be my TV series of the year. My movie of the year, another normie answer. I have probably two. Dungeons and Dragons. One of the funnest movies I've watched all year and had a blast watching it the entire time. And then I would say Oppenheimer would be my other movie.
My show of the year right now is actually Loki. The new season of Loki was
Ooh.
amazing.
That's good to hear, because that means like Marvel still kind of has
Dude,
it. Like
I actually didn't start it at first because I'm so Marvel fatigued because it's been so mid lately. And I was like, you know what, Loki, I appreciate you. Thanks for keeping the peak going. You know,
yeah.
as far as movies this year, that's so tough because I haven't really like. I don't think there's anything that's really like really stuck with me that like really made me say like, oh, dude, amazing. Um, I guess by default, like the best movie so far that I've watched is probably Oppenheimer. So I guess that's it. But like, I don't. Oppenheimer was great, right? But for me, Oppenheimer, like, I don't know. It just like I was kind of interested in like seeing how they dramatized like the creation of the nuclear bomb, and there was like a lot of like stuff behind the scenes versus like actually making the bomb. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so like by the time we get to like drop of like them testing it, it's like, oh, the bomb's done, and I'm just like, what? I don't know. I was kind of
True.
hoping. I was kind of hoping they got more into the nitty gritty, like the more science
Like
shit,
afterward, like
the
yeah,
more of
you only
them
get a
making it, like the more of that, like you know, like the scientists like really coming together and like talking about how they make it, like the assembly of it. You know, like I thought we were
yeah.
getting more of that, and I didn't need a lot of it, but like I feel like that reason is why it really focused on the psyche of the scientists, and I think that's great, but it kind of took me out a little bit because we got to the climax of the movie, and I was like, oh, like, damn, okay. So that's the only reason why I wasn't crazy.
Um, as the honorable mention for TV series, it came out December 22nd, 2022. So it kind of falls in the 2023 line. Alice in Borderland. It's on Netflix. It's a um Japanese show about almost kind of like Squid Games like, but way deeper. And that's kind of all I'll say. So you guys should watch Alice in Borderland if you're into that.
Wait, what's wrong with me? No, the best movie of the year. It's not even close. It's Across the Spider Verse.
Oh, you like Sokoya? Okay.
The reason that didn't stick with me is because it's like that was like a bridge to the next movie. So that was like such a like you know like a like from the first one, it was like we got a resolution ASAP. Like like we started the movie, we got a resolution. Whereas this one is like this one definitely felt like a bridge into
Yeah.
which I expected, but
Yeah, unfortunately, I saw Spider-Man when they hadn't fixed their audio yet, so it was still
oh
kind of muffled
no.
and like quiet and stuff. But then, like, I know they had like a patch like 3 days later. But because that was like my only complaint about that movie, that it was kind of quiet. At least in my theater, it was because I never had to like really listen to a movie like that. But yeah.
Chapter 4 bang too, now that I'm thinking about it. John Wick.
Oh, I still like
It
Tom.
came out so long ago though, so it wasn't like quite as recent. It wasn't fresh in my head, but I think it's Across the Spider-Verse for me.
Halcyonic says, "What is your least favorite condiment?" You know, I used to say mayonnaise, but I think as I've grown older, I've liked mayonnaise a little bit more and more. And you know, and I think as I grow, I think I'm starting to hate ketchup more, but I don't think that's my least favorite. I would probably say relish. I don't get it. I don't like relish.
I can't say I hate any condiment. Let me think about this. I can't say like I hate any condiment. Like I don't know. Yeah, I'm looking up condiments right now. Like
You like Tabasco sauce?
I Tabasco sauce is not my favorite, but if I need a hot sauce, like Tabasco's there, baby. Like I'll use it.
Horseradish? You like horseradish?
Not my favorite, but once again, like it's definitely got its place. You know what I mean?
Um,
Tartar sauce. Oh, that's it. Yeah, I fucking hate tartar sauce. Fucking hate
tartar.
tartar sauce.
Isn't tartar sauce just horseradish? Am I crazy? Or is there a difference?
I feel like there's definitely a difference.
Let me see. I thought that was just is horseradish and tartar sauce the same? Horseradish is horseradish is ground horseradish root blended with a variety of items, sometimes cream. Tartar sauce is mayonnaise, a suspension of oil and vinegar and sugar with salted capers and finely diced pickled cucumber added.
Yeah, no,
So
tartar
yeah,
sauce garbage. I fucking
that's
hate
the only
tartar
difference.
sauce. I like mayo a lot. I think mayo in sandwiches undefeatable. I think mayo in a lot of things undefeatable. Mayo is people give mayo a bad rap when you use it right, banger. But I fucking hate tartar sauce. Hate it.
Just Flash says any first day of school / college funny or embarrassing moment.
Honestly, I'm so tense on those days that I don't.
You like make sure that you don't do
Yeah,
anything.
exactly. That I don't remember anything embarrassing, and it's because I made sure I didn't do anything embarrassing on those days.
First day for me, wasn't more so embarrassing, but Miss Klein just put me in my fucking place. I was a senior and I was like cool kid.
I'm
And I
that.
was
I'm him, bro.
what up, teach? Like that type of shit.
Last year,
So I like, yeah, I like walked in. I walked in and my girlfriend at the time was in this class too. So I was on my double bullshit. I was like,
oh,
you
you're.
know.
I can see how gross you
So
were right now.
I was on my double
And
bullshit.
you're like,
So I walk
what's up, babe?
what up, teach? So like I walk in like 5 minutes late to class. Five or
Oh, and
four
you
or five
thought you
minutes
were the
late.
coolest motherfucker coming in
So like I
late.
just walk in like to take my seat and she's like, you need to go to like, and this is like Miss Klein, who is like to this day, like one of the best things that ever happened to me. Cause she like brought me down to earth, basically. Um, so I like walk in and she's like, you're late. And I'm like, oh, my bad. And like that was it. And like I didn't get up to go get a thing or anything like that. She didn't know my name. I didn't know hers because it was the first day. And she goes, she's like going through the thing and she gets to my name. And instead of saying, Robert, are you here? She obviously already knows it's like I'm Robert. So she goes, is my bad here? And I look and all the kids are like, oh my God, like she's owning them. And I was like, yeah. And she's like, oh, my bad. You're right there. Okay. And basically, like for the first week of school, called me my bad. And big shouts out to Miss Klein, who I believe is married now and is not Miss Klein anymore. Um, she that was algebra 2 trig, and it was like one of the toughest classes I've ever had. And man, she really fucking lit a fire under my ass and was basically like, dude, no one's gonna give a fuck about who you are, like when you go to college and stuff like that. Like they're only gonna give a fuck about your grades, like, and you're smart. You just like to act cool before being smart because being smart's not cool. Um, and so she really kind of like brought me down to earth and like big shouts out to Miss Klein. I'll never forget the last day of school. So like that's how the first day of school started first. My last day of senior year, you walk through like the gymnasium and like all the teachers are kind of there, like in a row, kind of like saying goodbye to you. So you can say goodbye to all your teachers and stuff. And Miss Klein was there, and I'll never forget. I just started just hysterically crying because I was just like very thankful for the time I had with her, and you know that she really like never gave up on me and kind of turned me from like a stupid ass teenage kid to kind of matured me and kind of brought me down back to earth and really got me understanding that no one gives a fuck about who you are when you go to college, bro. Like they're only gonna give a fuck about like the kind of like work and academics you do. So big shouts out to Ms. Klein. But yeah, that was very embarrassing because everybody was laughing at me and I was the cool kid that never got laughed at. So yeah, that's the only kind of first day of school things that I can really. Oh, actually, I actually have another one. It was my freshman year of high school. and I was in power weights. And with power weights, you had to, and if you're a freshman going into power weights, you had to do summer lifting. Because then if you did summer lifting, the teachers didn't have to teach you how to do all the bench press lifts, the squat lifts, all that kind of stuff. So I get into power weights and I'm going to be a soccer player. I'm already like on varsity and stuff. So I have to be in this class because my soccer coach wants me to be in it. But I was lazy and didn't go to summer strength lifting. The basketball coach was the teacher that led power weights. So he didn't give a fuck about who I was. So I remember telling him, like, they're telling me to do all these lifts and stuff like that. And I'm like, dude, I don't know these lifts. He goes, well, did you go to summer strength camp? And I was like, no. He goes, okay, well, you need to be kicked out of the class then. And this is like happening in front of everybody. And I was like, you're kicking me out? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, well, I have to be in this like class because I'm on the soccer team. He was like, oh, well, I guess you're not going to be on the soccer team then. And then everyone started laughing. And then I got kicked from power weights first period to individual sports. So for my so I went from power weights to individual sports where I actually learned to really like pickleball. So yeah, those were some of the embarrassing moments because I thought I was way too cool for school and my teachers put me in my fucking place. Like teachers fucking should. So yeah, that'll do it for the Q&A questions in the GG Over Easy podcast episode 206 or 205.
206.
Thank you guys all for listening and hanging out today. We will be back next week for some more shenanigans. Thank you guys all for chilling and peace out.